Judge, the next witness we're going to hear from is a nun from the Abbey of Kildare, Sister Gormflaith.
Very good.
Sister Gormflaith, thank you very much for appearing today. We're grateful to you for coming, and we appreciate that the evidence you're going to give concerns a particularly traumatic event, so we don't intend to keep you here any longer than is necessary. I wonder, could you just provide us with some background regarding the Abbey of Kildare, where you're situated?
Our abbey was founded by St. Bridget over 600 years ago. It has grown into a double monastery, one section for the nuns under the abbess and one section for the monks under the abbot. Now, we share a church, but we have screens, so there's no contact between the men and the women. I wish to make that absolutely clear. The abbey is renowned for its eternal fire, kept alight since the days of Bridget, and for the exquisite work done on illuminating manuscripts. We are proud to be part of a large ecclesiastical settlement which was both influential and wealthy and has been famed for its beauty and learning for centuries. Well before the Normans arrived, well before they became Christians, I might add.
And I wonder, could you tell the inquiry about a particular incident that took place in the Abbey on a day in May of 1152?
I was meeting with the Abbess Mór was her name, a great lady of the O'Connor Offaly, to give her an account of work being done by stonemasons. Suddenly, we heard shouts and screams of terror. There were men and soldiers in the courtyard, wielding swords and sticks, striking and kicking all before them. It was a frightening sight. We tried to escape out to the kitchens, but we were met by more soldiers who obviously knew their way around the abbey. They shouted and lunged for us, forcing us from whence we came, tripping and falling. When we were back in the abbess's rooms, we were forced into a corner, with soldiers jeeringly holding swords to our throats. We were truly terrified. Moments later, we heard a hoarse shout outside, and the door flung open with such force that it rattled on its hinges. There is no mistaking the man who went to that room. It was Dermot MacMurrough. I will remember forever the cold, calculating way he looked at the abbess. He bid her to him with a growl. And as she approached, he looked around and shouted to a soldier standing close by, take her out of here." They grabbed her roughly by the arms and dragged her from the room. Someone struck me over the head. I remember no more. I never saw the abbess again, but I learned later that she was handed over to the soldiers and was violated.
Thank you, Sister.
Yes, Mr. Norman.
Thank you, Judge. This is a shocking and an appalling story. A person in holy orders, a virgin in holy orders, violated on the orders of Dermot MacMurrough. So my question is, why would King Dermot order his soldiers to do such a thing?
I believe this was a cynical, cruel and heinous act by a man with more ambition than humanity, a man who didn't care for God nor man. By defiling the abbess in such a cruel and barbarous way, he left him in a position to appoint whoever he thought fit as abbess, his own niece, no less. By defiling the abbess in such a way, he reigned her able to act as abbess of the monastery. But Dermot paid the price for this and his other evil deeds. He became putrid while living. By the miracles of God and through the intervention of Columkill, Feeney and Bridget herself, he died at Ferns without making a will, without penance, without the Eucharist, without extreme unction, as his evil deeds deserved.
Thank you. Isn't it also the case that Dermot MacMurrough was responsible, quite apart from the violation of the Abbess, for the slaughter of 170 people in the town of the Abbey on that same day in May?
Yes, that is true.
I have nothing further. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Kuska.
Sister, did you actually witness what you described as the rape of the Abbess of Kildare?
No, I did not.
You didn't witness it. You saw absolutely nothing. You can only tell us what someone else told you. You simply bring to this inquiry hearsay evidence. I would put it to the inquiry that the most we can say is that the Abbess was removed from an office which should not have been hers in the first place, as it was the gift of my client, Dermot MacMurrough. Even if she was raped, such things happen in war, but there is no evidence that my client had anything to do with any of this. This witness is no witness. She saw nothing and she brings no proofs. We have no further questions.
Very good. Thank you, Sister.